Hello and welcome back to another video of my discord.py tutorial series, and in this video we are going to make a user information command, and the purpose behind that is that you will grab the knowledge from the last video where we built the stats command, which is also linked in the description, and you're taking that knowledge and trying to transfer it to another command and to get more, I'd say, fluent in this. And at the end of the video, I got a task prepared for the next video, and this video should help you a bit on how you can solve this task and the solution of this task. I will just show it in the next video. So I'd say let's get right into it. And to further explain it to you, a user information command is a command that lets you display certain information about the user or yourself if you take it yourself. Anyway, let me open up my example code, and I'd say let's start with building the basic command. So we start, as always, with commands.command, and we include the name that's called basically Userinfo. Here's an interesting side fact, or an interesting thing we can do, and this is basically setting aliases. So we just type out aliases, and then we make a list. A list is a data type in Python, like I mentioned in the last video, and it's displayed by these brackets. And in these brackets, you basically can put in again these double quotes and put in something here like member info. Make a comma, really important. You put a comma to separate different things in here, and for example, here you just say UI and MI, which is short for user information, and member information. And what this does is it gives us the bot the information that if a command is called and it matches one of these, it just refers to this command. So, like it said, it's just aliases for this one. Should be pretty simple to understand. After that, we type out async def user, or we say user info command, and in here we just we basically need to define a few things. So as always, self ctx, and after this comes target, and then comes optional, and in here comes basically discord.member. What we will do here is we basically need to import a new thing, and what this is basically from typing import optional. So let's hit sort imports as always, and yeah, basically we need this to in order to make that one here. This basically allows us to have an optional. So this argument in here is basically, so this parameter is optional, so we don't necessarily need to include it. And that's why we basically need to set in a variable in here, and this called is target, and this refers to target or ctx.channel. Oh no, not ctx.channel, I'm sorry. Or basically ctx.author. So as you know, ctx.author is basically the one who wrote the command, so in this case basically ourselves, and the target will just refer to another Discord member, and this variable means it's basically, so target just refers to, it's whether target or it's just ourself if it's not included, and this is the logic behind that. After this, we're going to define an embed, and yeah, as usual, discord.embed, and in here we're going to set a title, and we set the title to user information, like this, information, and then we'll set a color, and that's just so color equals target dot color. As you see, I'm using a color in the English version, but you can also use it in the American, so you can just say this, but I'm more used to the English one, to the British one, I'm sorry. And yeah, then we're gonna set a timestamp, and yeah, that's as always basically just ctx.message.created at, and this time I watched that I don't make a typo as the last time. Anyway, and now we're gonna set a thumbnail. So we say embed.set thumbnail, and in here we're gonna say URL equals to target.avatar.avatar underscore URL. And there we go. So next I'm gonna show you a really interesting method, which I learned by another YouTuber. And I want to say the whole video, most of the code is actually really hard inspired by another YouTube video. But what I saw there is that he was just writing the code and saying, okay, that is this and this and that, and it works fine. But I try to explain it more to the beginners of Discord PY. So I try to explain more what the single things do. And I learned from him this specific method, and it's really good and really efficient. And this method is basically that you can add fields, so that you can experiment with fields in embeds really simple. And let me show you things. So fields equals to, and then we set brackets, so we're making a list, as you should know. And in here we're gonna set these, yeah, I don't know what they're called, sorry, but you set this, and this basically then creates a tuple in a list. A tuple is also a data type in Python, which has the status that you can't edit or remove things from it after it was placed. And in this list, basically you can set as many tuples as you want, and these tuples we're gonna fill them with name. And then after in here we'll say string and then target, and after this we basically set true. We set true. And what we can do now is we can basically copy this here, put a comma in here as we separate things in a list, and make this and that and make it look more adorable. So, and we can basically now just copy and paste this a few times down here, and always set a comma. Don't forget that, that's really important. And yeah, we will fill that up in a second with a bit of more information. But as you know, what we're going to do down here is we're going to say for, which is a keyword in Python, for name value in line. We'll set in fields. Fields, so there we go. It's important that you mention the variable you set up here. We're gonna say embed.addFields, name equals name, value equals value, and inline equals inline. And that's basically a thing. So what we do is we take out 3 values out of fields. So so we basically not take the whole values in here, we just take the values that are in here. So we have 3. So we have name separated to string separated to true. And what this does is basically it sets the name, which is the first one, to the name of the field we want to add. Then we add the value to the value we have in here, and the inline sets whether to true or false in here. So we wouldn't have to always type out embed.addFields blah 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 as we did it in the manage one, as we did it here. So we do this one time, and everything in here gets automatically added from this list. Try to understand it. If it was a bit confusing, just hit me up on Discord or in the comments, and I try to explain it more understandable, and not that good at explaining sometimes. Anyway, we're gonna focus back on here, and now we'll say ID, and then we're basically saying just target.id, and we let this by true. After this, we're gonna say status, or no, status might be a bit too complicated already, but let's say, for example, status and not activity, status. And in here we're gonna say string target.status, because status is a list in Python and not a string, so we need to convert it to a string again. .title, and that's it. So we're gonna just display the status of the user, and then we're gonna say joined Discord, and in here we're basically going to say nothing more than just target.created at. And then after this we can do this interesting thing that's just strf time, and then let me copy here something. You just copy this in here, which is basically otherwise we would get like a whole big number which is so unclear that you had to look out which value stands which number stands for, whether it's a date, it's time, it's a year, is it a day. And this strf time just makes more more how do I explain it? It makes it more visual for the human. So don't worry about that. So just copy that and you'll see what I mean by that. You can leave it out, for example, to experiment around with it. And yeah, basically what we're going to do then is we're just going to say await ctx.send embed equals embed. And I'd say let's include this one. So we're going to say main.cogs.info, and let's put this bot to run. So as we included a new thing, we're into version number 0.0.4.0, and let's start this baby up. So we have everything included and the bot is ready. And then we're going to say Userinfo, and there we go. That loaded my icon, we have my name, we have my ID, we have my status, which is do not disturb, and then we have join Discord. Make sure you see that in OBS. Yes, you do. So I didn't make the same mistake as in the last two videos. Anyway, and there's the timestamp. So, and the color is basically my user color right here. So yeah, we have everything we need, and as you see here, it basically shows the date, and there it shows the time, yeah, you can do that. And also, if you want to know the information about another user, you can say user info, and then, for example, add someone else. For example, we're taking now the basement bot, and there it shows information about the bot. Yeah. That's the thing about user information, and I hope you kind of understood what I was doing. And yeah, now I'm coming to the point of where you need a task. So the task of this video is basically that you are that you should code a server information command. So a server information command, you should try to do that, definitely. So it's basically about getting information from the server, like the server name, who's the owner, and all that different stuff. And you refer to a server always with, for example, when we want to have the name, ctx.guild.name, and after that, you, for example, then just do the different stuff. So you know now how to refer to different information, or how to get information from the guild itself. And yeah, if you have any questions, just, like I said in the beginning, let me know in the comments. Join my Discord, and we just sit together like for the evening, and just I try to help you. And yeah, basically try to the next video, which should be released about next week. So next week on Saturday, like on Saturday always. And yeah, try to get in. If you have any problem otherwise, just hit me up, and I'll show the solution in the next video then. So yeah, I'd say see you in the next video then. Bye.